So those are our division picks. I'm going to put up on the screen right now who we have, rather than going through all of them. Our seedings for the AFC and NFC playoffs. Remember, only the 1 seed gets a bye week, as there are 3 wild card teams. So the 7 seed will have to play the 2, the 3 would play the 6, and the 4 and the 5. So let's go through those real quick, those matchups. I'm just going to run through what my wild card scenarios would be, who I have beating everybody. Ben will run through his. And then we'll move on to the divisional. So in the wild card round, I would have the Bills playing the Chargers. The Bills would be the 2 seed. The Chargers would be the 7. Obviously, I do think the Bills are the better team than the Chargers. Titans would be the 3 seed, and they would be playing the Indianapolis Colts, who would be the 6 seed, an AFC South matchup in the wild card round. And that's another one. I think that's an obvious. Tennessee Titans are better than the Indianapolis Colts. And then the last wild card game in the AFC, the 4 versus the 5 seed, the Cleveland Browns facing off against the Baltimore Ravens. I actually have the Baltimore Ravens, the 5 seed, beating the Cleveland Browns, the 4 seed. Just for the fact that I do think Cleveland is the better team in that division and is the better team over Baltimore. But it's Cleveland, and they're in the playoffs. You will notice I did have the Giants in the playoffs. I do think that they squeak in rather than having all 4 NFC West teams squeak in, which I think is what Ben has. The Giants do lose in the first round of the playoffs, though, because I do have the Giants as the 7 seed. And if the Giants are going to make the 7 seed, that means they would have to play the 2 seed, which would, in my case, it would be the LA Rams. If it wasn't the LA Rams, it'd be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Either one, the Giants aren't beating. The Green Bay, the 3 versus the 6, the Packers are beating the Saints, the 3 seed Packers. I have beating the New Orleans Saints. Once again, I do have the 5 seed beating the 4 seed because the 4 seed is the Dallas Cowboys, and fuck Dallas. And I am a huge believer in that the Arizona Cardinals are going to have a great season. I have them finishing as the 5 seed and beating the Dallas Cowboys in the opening round.
I have Cleveland facing off against the Colts, because I think the Colts just barely squeak into the playoffs. But I got the Browns beating them because outside of Indy's defense, they really don't got much. And then the 3-6 matchup, I got Buffalo up against the LA Chargers. And this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game. But I do have Buffalo because they'll be home. But I got Tennessee as the 4th because their defense isn't that great. And I got them going up against the Baltimore Ravens, a rematch. They always play each other. I do think, though, that Tennessee will eke out a win on that against the Ravens. My 2 seed is going to be the Rams as well, up against who I think is going to be the 7 seed in the Chicago Bears. Because I think they barely eke into the playoffs. A very defensive game, but I think the Rams are going to win that one. On to the 2-6 matchup, which I have the Packers going up against the San Francisco 49ers in that one. And there I have Green Bay finally beating the Niners for once, that Aaron Rodgers can beat them. In my 4-5 matchup, I have Washington losing to Seattle. I think Seattle wins that one. Even though Washington has a very good defense.
Okay, we move on to the divisional round. Obviously, I have Kansas City as they were the 1 seed. They'll have to play the lowest seed remaining in the playoffs, which for me would be the 5 seed Baltimore Ravens. And I do think Kansas City goes on to beat the Baltimore Ravens and move on to the AFC Championship. The Buffalo Bills, who were the 2 seed, would have to play the Tennessee Titans, who were the 3 seed. That's a tougher one, but I do have the Buffalo Bills winning that one again. So in the AFC Championship, I would end up having the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Buffalo Bills. In the NFC side, here we go. The number 1 seed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, would have to play the lowest seed remaining, which for me would be the 5 seed again, the Arizona Cardinals. And Ben, I have the Arizona Cardinals moving on to the NFC Championship game, beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the divisional round of the playoffs. On the other side of the divisional round, I do have the LA Rams playing against the Green Bay Packers, the 2 versus the 3 seed. And I think this is the final straw. I think this finally ends it. We would no longer see Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay because that will be his final game as a Green Bay Packers as the Rams knock them out of the playoffs. Rodgers says, that's it. Like, I'm not winning another Super Bowl in Green Bay. It's just not meant to happen. Goes to the New York Giants, wins the Super Bowl.
I'm done.
2 hours later.
All right, so mine is the Chiefs going up against the my low seed, the Tennessee Titans, and I got Kansas City winning this one. Tennessee doesn't have a defense. I have Buffalo winning against Cleveland. So we kept the AFC matchup so far the same. Now onto the NFC, where I also had the Rams beating. I'll just say that I got the Rams beating the Packers. We'll get to my one matchup in a second. So I got the Rams advancing to the NFC Championship game to go up against the Bucks. I have the Bucks beating the Seahawks. I think the Bucks are more complete than Seattle, even though I could very easily see Seattle also going into the NFC Championship game against the Rams.
The AFC Championship, the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. I assume we both have Kansas City, right?
I have Buffalo. No.
I actually do have Buffalo, though. I have.
Okay, I want to hear.
I'm not joking. All it takes is you get a little bit of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. We saw it in the Super Bowl. Get a little bit of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. You force him to throw these wild fucking passes. Apparently, Patrick Mahomes' receivers can't catch when these wild fucking passes hit him right in the face. So, I do think that if there's... I thought last year that if there was any team to beat Kansas City, it was going to be Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they did. This year, I don't think Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are that team. I think that team is the Buffalo Bills. I have the Buffalo Bills making it back to the Super Bowl for the first time since losing 4 straight to NFC East teams.
Because I got Kansas City because I think it's going to be a close game. And realistically, both these teams kind of stayed the same. And we saw how that went in the AFC Championship game last year. And the Chiefs are going to be home, so I got the Chiefs. Now, you think I learned a lesson, Nick, about picking against Tom Brady, right? Because that's my matchup. I got the Bucks and the Rams. I don't learn, as you can clearly tell, because I am also picking the Rams in the Super Bowl. Because let me just take you back, Nick. Do you remember that Monday night game with the Chiefs and the Rams back like 2-3 years ago when Mahomes
was like 58 to
up?
55 or something like that was the score?
Greatest game ever on a Monday night game.
Yeah.
Just electric. And I am picking that to be my Super Bowl matchup because the Rams, as much as the Bucks are, I said it, the Bucks are the most complete team. I think the most complete team in the NFL. I think they're the better team. I think the Chiefs are the best team in the league. But they are the most complete team because they kept everyone back. But that Rams defense, other than Chicago, the Rams defense is on, like, there's levels to this. And I got the Rams beating the Bucks, and Matthew Stafford is putting everyone on notice that, hey, yeah, I was in Detroit. Look what I can do with with a team.
Super Bowl 56, we both have the LA Rams in the Super Bowl. I have the Buffalo Bills. You have the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, we can't have the same Super Bowl winner because I do have the Buffalo Bills winning Super Bowl 56 over the LA Rams, and here is the reason. Josh Allen. End of story. Josh Allen, I do think, and we'll get into this in a second, but Josh Allen, I do think, has his best season that he's ever going to have as an NFL quarterback this season. I think that every piece that Buffalo didn't have put together at the end of last season gets put together this season. They didn't really lose anybody of note. Again, they haven't really gained anybody of note, but they didn't really need to. This is it. This is the year for Buffalo. Buffalo fans, the 4 straight years of heartbreak. I couldn't imagine what it must have been like to be a Buffalo fan in those 4 straight years. But This is your 1 year to turn everything around, to be a winning franchise, and to get your first Super Bowl in franchise history. And that is my preseason Super Bowl selection.
You are completely correct. That story, the NFL is great when there's a story. Mm-hmm. Mahomes winning it, basically his, second or third year. Even just like MVP, like he lit the league up his MVP year. Not going to deny that. But what is better than Matthew Stafford absolutely winning a Super Bowl after being just held against his will in Detroit. You see so many Detroit legends. Barry Sanders retired early because he couldn't win in Detroit because no one was around here to help him. Megatron, outside of Matthew Stafford as his quarterback, he had no one. He retires early. Matthew Stafford was looking like, oh, he's going to retire early because no one, Detroit, they just can't do success. He requests a trade. He gets put in probably his best situation in the Rams. I think he lights things up in the LA Rams uniform. I think that Rams defense is just, like I said, another level. And I think they beat the Chiefs because, like you said, when you put pressure on Mahomes, he can get rattled like any other quarterback. Any quarterback under pressure gets rattled. You saw it in the Super Bowl last year. And even though I said that they're the best team, they revamped their O-line, you have to triple team Aaron Donald, and he'll probably still finish with like 3 sacks in that game.
Okay, so before we end today's episode, I know it was a long one, guys, but I promise all the episodes are not going to be the same way because we are going to be doing the picks a little bit differently this year. We're not going to go through every single pick of the week. So, like, say week 1, there's going to be 16 games going on because there's 32 teams and everybody plays week 1. There'll be 16 games going on. We're not going to go through and pick all 16 games because who honestly gives a rat's ass if the New York Jets beat the Detroit Lions? Like,
Ain't nobody
cares?
got time for that.
Who cares? We'll start with the MVP, and my preseason MVP, I already kind of hinted at it. It's going to be Josh Allen. I do think that he has a monster season this year. And let's be real, the MVP award is a quarterback award. You could name Derrick Henry, you could name Aaron Donald, or like some of these big, like, you know, who Madden would rate a 99 overall. But, like, it's a quarterback award. Like, it always has been. It's always biased towards the quarterback. My dark horse is going to be... I was stuck. I was stuck between a few teams. I was stuck between the Washington football team, the Miami Dolphins, and and the Minnesota Vikings. But I'm going to go with the Washington football team, and here's the reason for that. In a way, it's kind of like the NFC West, where like any team in that division can really make the playoffs. But there's more layers to it. Washington not only, to me, has the best defense in the NFC East, they have one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Yeah, I will admit, first off, that's a very good choice with a dark horse team, and that plays a factor with mine. I do have Patrick Mahomes because I think at the end of the day, it will go to whoever is the best quarterback, and I think Mahomes will have a better season than Josh Allen. Not saying that Josh Allen will have a far worse season. Like I do think it's gonna be those two as like the front runners. Now for my dark horse team, I was struggling when it came to picking between two. I was picking between either the Minnesota Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys. And the reason why I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys because I think Dallas has a chance to win the division just like I have Washington win the division. That division is just open for arms. I think Minnesota could be a dark horse team. I have too many question marks at quarterback with Kirk Cousins. I have no questions with Dak other than him being healthy. But Dak healthy, we saw what he did his first 4 or 5 games. It was amazing. So I think if that defense is at least somewhat okay, they have Dan Quinn. We'll see how he does in Dallas. I don't know how I feel about Mike McCarthy as a head coach. But also, it's just really pouring right now. Good Lord.
Technical difficulties aside, I have to check real quick. 1 hour and 15 minutes of recording later, we are done with our preseason picks. We will see. I don't know when I'm posting this. It's going to be on a Thursday. All of the picks are going to be posted on Thursdays. Me and Ben are kind of working with funky schedules at this point. Ever since you guys have seen me and Ben here on YouTube, a lot has happened. Ben has finished college. Ben is working for a news station now. It's pretty exciting for him. I have had a lot going on, a lot with the house, we're just going to say a lot going on, and we're going to leave it at that.
Life. We're just going to say life.
We're going to leave it at life.
Life happens.
Life happens. So that's why YouTube hasn't been happening. That's why you see me. I'm not in my office right now. I'm in my living room. Ben can't see that, but I can see that.
I see no issue.
But guys, I really
Nature.
hope you enjoyed the preseason pick video. If you've made it all the way to the end, I really do appreciate you because this is a long video. So if you've made it all the way through this, damn, I respect you a lot. Like 100%.
I tip my
of the
hat
cap.
off to you. Yeah, my invisible hat.
I hope you guys are here for week 1. We will be making the week 1 pick the Thursday before week 1 starts. Week 1 does not start on a Thursday because they never have Thursday. Actually, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Who is the matchup?
Week 1 will start on a
someone.
Thursday. I don't know if we'll necessarily be picking that game, but the video will be up that Thursday. We record the videos on Tuesdays. As of right now, if anything changes, I guess we'll let you guys know. It's been a while since I've asked this, but is there anything you want to say before we sign off?
Kyle Pitts, Rookie of the Year. No, I'm just kidding. Atlanta, I have no hope for them. If they finish with...
If Atlanta finishes, here's my bold prediction. If Atlanta finishes with more than 3 wins this season, you will get a very enthusiastic high five out of me. How about that?
I enthusiastic high five.
A very enthusiastic high five.
Tell you what. If Daniel Jones doesn't have like 20 turnovers, you will get an equally enthusiastic high five from me.
Guys, thank you.
I'm not counting Evan Butterfinger Ingram.
Oh my god, dude. If Evan Butterfinger Ingram catches more than 2 balls this year, I'm going to be fucking surprised. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, and if you want more content just like this. Nick's Picks will be coming at you every week of the NFL season all the way up into the Super Bowl. Football season is fucking back, folks. Let's go. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great one. Peace.
Peace out.